Hey everybody, this is Dean from Get Fit New Hampshire Bootcamp, and we're here today to talk a little bit about foam rolling. What is foam rolling? Foam rolling is basically a self-massage technique. Helps injury prevention. It helps us to get the knots out of our muscles, much like if you went to a massage therapist, they're going to work the knots out in your muscles. So why do we need to do that? Well, basically anytime that we train and we're lifting weights or we're doing push-ups or something like that, the muscle is going to shorten, and you also get these tiny little knots or lesions in the muscle. And what we want to do is work those knots out. And the reason we want to work the knots out as well as stretch is it's sort of like a shoelace. If I tie a shoelace with a knot in it and I try to stretch it when the knot's in there, it's not going to pop the knot out, right? All it's going to do is make that knot tighter. So we really want to work on getting those knots out. There's a few different tools that you can use for foam rolling or self-massage. You can use a tennis ball. If you want to get a little more aggressive, you can use a lacrosse ball, or they even make a little ball. I got this from my massage therapist, Amy, and you can even use a ball like this. But today we're basically going to concentrate on using a foam roller. This is a 36-inch foam roller. It's a pretty decent one. What happens if you buy some cheaper models is when you use them a lot, they tend to crush in and they don't last very long. So we got this one, and I've had this one about a year, and it's held up pretty well. So what we're going to do today is Nancy, who's behind the camera right now, is going to get in front of the camera, and she's going to show us some basic techniques. We're going to basically focus on the lower body today. We'll do the quads, we'll do the glutes, we'll do the IT band, and maybe a couple others that we'll throw in there. So stay tuned, and here we go. Alright guys, so here's the lovely and amazing Nancy sitting on our foam roller here, and what we're doing right now is the piriformis and the glute medius. And basically the idea behind foam rolling is Nancy's going to slowly roll on the glute, and what she's looking for is what we call a hot spot, where she starts feeling some pressure and some pain in there, and this does hurt a little bit, won't lie to you there, but she's going to roll back and forth until she finds a spot. Yes, she's got a spot there, right? And what basically she's going to leave it there until the pain subsides, or until the tenderness subsides about 50 to 75%, and then she's going to slowly move on. So when that area is no longer sensitive, she's going to just continue on to another area. Now you can see for this particular muscle group, she has her leg crossed over her knee, her hands on her shin, and her other hand is behind her, and that just allows her to keep her balance. And she's very slowly rolling back and forth. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a static movement. You can move real slow, but when you find that hot spot, you just want to go ahead and stay right there for a few seconds. Could take 5 seconds, could take 10 seconds. You might be there for 30 seconds or longer. So that's the piriformis glute medius. Normally this is pretty tight. Anywhere around the hip area is fairly tight. All right, here we go on to the next one. The next one we're going to take a look at is the iliotibial tract, and she's starting up with the roller at the hip bone. Her body is perpendicular to the ground. She's balancing on her forearm, and she's slowly rolling back and forth to find those hot spots. And you can change the emphasis on the IT band by rolling side to side as well as back and forth. This is another one of those muscle groups that tends to be very, very tight in most people, and it also, you can be real tense in there. So this is a great one to do. I would spend a few minutes on one side, and then of course you want to go to the other side as well. So that's the iliotibial tract. Next, Nancy's down doing the quadriceps. This one here, you'll probably see her move just a little bit more than in some of the other ones, as she rolls up and down the quads looking for the hot spots. So basically she's face down, she's balancing on her forearms, and she's working her way up and down. Now, if you want to place a greater emphasis on one leg, she can cross over the back, one leg back over the other one, or you can shift your body weight side to side. And if you've never foam rolled before, if you've never foam rolled your quads before, you are in for some serious joy with this one. Okay. All right, now Nancy is working on her calves, both the gastroc and the soleus. She's balancing on her hands and rolling from her ankle to her knee or knee to ankle. Again, you can do two legs or you can do one leg. If she crosses her leg over, it's going to put a lot more emphasis on that one muscle. That's pretty aggressive. You want to start out with two legs and then move to one as you get deeper into the tissue, as you start rolling some of those knots out. All right, so the last one we're going to show on this particular video series is for your adductors, or the inner part of your leg. And basically, she's balancing on her elbow and or one hand. One leg is at about 130 degrees, the roller side leg. And then she's just going to slowly roll from her knee up to her hip. You can change your leg positions to move the emphasis. She can shift her weight onto the roller or toward the roller for more pressure. So you basically got to just play with it and figure out exactly where those knots are. We've given you some specific techniques, but it's really sort of depends on your body, and you need to find those hot spots. And believe me, you will have some hot spots. Never seen anybody that gets on a foam roller for the first time or the 50th time that doesn't have some work that they need to do on that soft tissue. So hopefully those techniques will help you with your foam rolling, help you with injury prevention, help you feel better. You can use the foam roller when you're warming up, before you stretch. You can use it as a cool down, and feel free to experiment. There's really no right and wrong way to do it on your lower body. Each person's going to have different hot spots. Each person's going to have a different feel on the foam roller. So don't be afraid of it. Just give it a shot. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact us, and we'll be glad to help you out. Thanks a lot.